Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's well. Welcome to Bootcamp Day 2. And today we're very lucky. We've got the team from VA Central, Bronwyn, Jack, and Latia. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. How's everyone?
How's it, Paul?
Yeah, all good.
Good, good.
Hi,
Thank you. Very
Paul.
good.
Good afternoon,
Excellent.
everyone.
Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day. VA Central, if you don't know who VA Central are, they're helping lots of agents at the moment position VAs into their business to really help take their businesses forward. And today, Bronwyn and the team are going to talk about social media, lead generation, and virtual assistants. Exactly, what they're doing. Some companies and what they're doing extremely well. So, Bronwyn, hopefully, hand over to you if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks, Paul, for inviting us to this boot camp again. Yeah. So today we're just going to discuss, a little bit about the importance of harnessing social media, the power of social media, and targeting your correct audience in your market so that you get those results, which for us, yeah, vels. And ultimately, how virtual assistants can help you stay focused on what matters the most in your business, which for us estate agents, of course, is bringing on more properties to markets and progressing those deals to completion. Um, Fact: 99% of millennials are starting their home search online. So these are your first time home buyers, yeah? So in our industry, it's essential, well, in any industry really, essential to have a strong marketing presence, and the right virtual assistant with marketing experience can make all that difference. So, on that note, I'm going to hand over to Jacques, who is the head of marketing for VA Central. And he's just going to discuss a little bit more of what that looks like and what virtual assistants can help you with in your business.
Thank
Jacques?
you very much, Bronwyn, and thank you, Paul, for having me here today. Hello, everybody. I'm thrilled to share some of the insights on how VAs can create lasting connections with your audience. I've been in the creative and marketing industry for about 14 years now, and I'm currently, like Bronwyn said, I'm currently
Wowzers.
the head of marketing for VA Central. So in my 14 years of experience working in the industry, I've had the opportunity to work as an operations manager at a marketing agency that specialized in digital marketing. And one of our primary tasks always was to help our clients build better relationships with their customers. And today, I just want to talk to you guys about how VAs can help you achieve this. Now, Paul, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah, long as it's suitable for this time of day.
Of course. So, are you married or in a relationship?
Yeah, married.
Okay, so good. So when you think about your wife, right? Can you pinpoint the exact moment that you decided, well, I love her? Like, was it on your first date, or maybe was it on your first anniversary, or maybe the first kiss? I don't know. Like, can you pinpoint that exact moment?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Well, that's very lucky. Well, in general, it's not the case. But building a relationships, it's in my opinion, it's not about a single moment. It's a combination of all those various moments that creates a bond over time. So being there day in, day out, constantly building trust. That's what makes relationships work. And building relationships with your clients and your potential clients, it's no different. It requires consistent effort and presence. So, as an estate agent, your goal is to be a reliable and trustworthy resource for your clients. And to achieve this, you must maintain a consistent presence on social media. By regularly sharing valuable content, industry updates, and even personal anecdotes, you establish yourself as an expert in your field, and you build trust with your audience. And in turn, this trust will lead to long-lasting and fruitful client relationships. Now, the only difference is, you can't hire a VA to build relationship with your wife, right? But you can hire a VA to help you build relationships with your clients,
Well,
you know? So yeah, at VA Central, our VAs, they have over 5 years of experience in their chosen fields. And that includes, marketing, social media management, content creation. They can help you implement everything that Paul has been discussing, about Facebook ads, and they can take what he's been talking to you about and implement those strategies. This experience combined with their access to a community of over 100 VAs really allows our clients to benefit from a wealth of knowledge and expertise that, they wouldn't get from the traditional full-time employee that's like one person, one man band, And some examples of the tasks that our VAs can do for estate agents, is, editing videos, designing postcards, creating newsletters, writing blogs, and they can even help you develop the social media strategy that you need to succeed. And, really developing a social media strategy, it is essential for your success as an estate agent. Like Bronwyn just mentioned, studies have shown that over 99% of millennials start their search for their first home online. And our VAs can help you put the strategy in place to land those leads. They can schedule content in advance, build content calendars, plan out topics, themes, relevant hashtags. They know the ins and the outs of the social media realm, and they know the different mixtures of content needed for you to generate leads. Now, engagement is key. You don't just post on social media when it's quiet or when you need something from your audience. It's important to engage with your clients consistently, even during your busiest of times. So things like responding to comments, asking questions, and, liking other posts shows your clients that you value their thoughts and their opinions. And this two-way communication will not only strengthen that relationship, but it will also enhance your brand's reputation. And one way to do that is with the help of a VA. Now, because I know what you're thinking, who has time to do all of this and still run a business? And
social media, full-time job these days.
it's a full-time job. You can't do it because you have so many other things that you need to focus on. And really, as a business owner, it's essential to consider the return on investment that you'll get when you get a virtual assistant. Time is the most valuable commodity. So, ask yourself, how much is your time worth? Do you have the time to just schedule posts and do all of these nitty-gritty little things on your own? Or is it better to get someone who knows what they're doing to do it on your behalf? So it's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses and to know when to seek help from, experienced professionals. No one, and I mean no one, can be good at everything. And there simply isn't enough time in the day for you to handle every aspect of your business. So by hiring a VA with this experience, you can focus on what you do best, and that's closing deals and just providing exceptional service to your clients. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to chat to you guys about.
Yeah, I think it's some really good points there.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit onto that, sorry, Paul, I was on a discovery call with an agent the other day, someone who was looking into what they can do in terms of their marketing. They were outsourcing all these different parts. They had one company doing Google Ads, one company doing SEO, someone helping out with the websites, and as you said, video editing, videographers and things. And all of those little bits and pieces add up really quickly. And, before they knew it, they were spending in excess, of thousands of pounds on marketing, when for literally less than half, they can get a VA to manage all of it.
Yeah.
So it's essentially, you need to take stock of where you are, sort of what your suppliers are, and sort of streamline that into the likes of a virtual assistant, working together with Paul Long and, guys like Val Powell as well, to make sure that your lead nurturing and generation are properly taking, going forward. I think, Paul, you said recently that the average time for a lead to get to, know you, like you, trust you, I believe was 18 months. Am I right?
It's a long time. Yeah, large percentage of the leads generated will be people that will be months, if not, years away from doing something. So it's so important that you've got a process in place that can deal with that, that nurturing, either it be by emails, Facebook ads, or even phone calls or whatever. So yeah, no, you're right there. Small percentage will do something straight away. The rest will be doing something later on. So it's really leaving money on the table if you're not having a strategy in place or can actually retarget or nurture those leads. So yeah, it is so important. One thing, Bronwyn, that I think would be really good to hear is you mentioned obviously having someone that can obviously help the agents, a VA that can help the agents in a number of ways, perhaps with the digital marketing or strategy. What's the process of if an agent comes to you and says that they need help, but there's a few things, well, what's the process there? Do you run through what they need and then you obviously take that forward your end?
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, we understand each estate agent is different. Yeah, everyone's got their own, everything that they're doing. So for us, we need to hop on a discovery call and really just understand your business, what you're currently doing, and what you should be doing better. And that way we can then best advise you on sort of how you should approach this. But what, as Jacques was saying, our VAs are coming with a wealth of experience. This is not someone that's just finished up uni. They are, they've got experience in all these different aspects when it comes to marketing. So you're kind of getting, the full spectrum for a quarter of the price. Yeah. And then, so just on that note, I think this is a good point to just hand over to Latia, who will then, Latia's just recently joined me in sales. She was working, together with estate agents doing this exact role previously before she got promoted into this one with me. Yeah. But she will just explain a little bit more about the lead nurturing processes and what you should be doing when it comes to these leads.
Thanks, Bron. Well, basically, when it comes down to lead nurturing, it's all about being as quick as possible when that lead comes through, phoning them as fast as you can. And, when it comes to speed to lead, agents are sometimes their own worst enemy. And the longer you take to respond to that lead, the smaller the odds are of you, closing that deal. So basic stats show that if you respond to a lead within the first minute, it increases that conversion by about 391%. Responding within 5 minutes is 21 times more effective than responding after 30 minutes. And then after 5 minutes, the odds of qualifying that lead drops by about 80%. So it's pointless to have all of these, amazing platforms in place, but you're not actually doing the work when the lead comes in. Now, with Valpal and MovePal, whom I worked with before, they're constantly, evolving to simplify these tasks for agents. And they now have they brought out a new feature called Valpal Connect, where your phone actually rings every time a lead comes through. So you make that point of contact within 5 minutes. Automated voice will basically, give you the basics of the property, and then you can decide to connect that call or not. So I know it's not always possible for agents to take the call immediately because they are that busy, but this is where a VA is actually ideal, to do that for you. Because not only can they connect every single call that comes in, they can also help you, nurture those prospective clients right to the very end. So that's definitely something for an agent to look at as well. Having a dedicated person, booking in those valuations, booking in appointments for the agents in the office, nurturing those prospective clients till they actually put the property on the market.
So on that, I think that's a really good point, the speed to lead. We've got a lot of clients we work with, and it seems the ones which do the best are, as you said, Latia, they have a dedicated person who takes responsibility of those leads rather than sort of just being dished around, and some people deal with them, some people don't. So the speed to lead is so important. I can't stress, that's something we're always telling agents. And I think you just got to think about where a lot of these leads now come from. They used to be very simple. There used to be people walking into your office or someone phoning up for a valuation. But now, they're coming from so many different angles, and a lot of it is
social media and
Mhm.
WhatsApp, and the next minute the phone's ringing.
Yeah, so many directions, and they all need dealing with in different ways. They're not all at the same place. Some will want a valuation there, and there's some there it's the first time they've seen you on Facebook, and they want to get to know you a bit more. But they all need that one thing, which is speed to lead. They need to be reminded straight away, whilst they're in that zone, whilst they're just doing what they're doing on social media or have completed it. They remember what they're doing, because like Jack said about my wife, do I remember what I did on social media last night? No, I don't. So you can see if someone phones you, you've got to be quick. You've got to catch them in the right moment. So
yes,
well,
I do believe it
no,
shows matter of urgency.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's so important.
Go for it, Lucia. Sorry about that.
Now I'm saying the matter of urgency. If you respond to the lead quickly, they know that you're also going to work really hard to sell the property as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good example.
No marriage on first dates.
No.
Exactly.
Definitely. So just to be clear for agents that are watching. So one of the things which obviously VAs are doing is obviously dealing with leads that are coming in, helping agents to close that gap, that speed to lead gap. And I think consistency is a key word here. You're consistently allowing those people to be contacted very quickly, and that to me is something which some agents really struggle with, because the number of leads that are coming in, and they're trying to do their daily tasks of viewings, valuations, it does become very difficult very quickly. So I think that's a huge benefit there as well. But with regards to the lead nurturing side, what else what's happening there for agents? Are the VAs helping with the lead nurturing side at all?
Yeah, so I'll take this one. I mean, that's just a small part, really, of what they are able to do. So as Lucia says, you've got things like your Facebook strategies, Paul, the incoming leads that are coming through, via Facebook ads, things like the e-guide that you promote agents, to give that value and capture those leads in. But, then who's ringing those leads? Who's, putting them on the next step in their journey? Or things like, as Lucia mentioned, Valpal, MovePal, to really just move those things along. Perhaps you want to design email campaigns, again, tying back to the marketing, retargeting them with various ways. Yeah. But again, that is just a small part. I mean, essentially our goal is to free up the next time so that they're able to do more viewings, do more vals, bring in more business on their end, which then, makes the ROI for a VA quickly apparent. Yeah, essentially they're going to be paying their own bill in no time, converting these leads for you. So, and of course, with answering the incoming inquiries, so things like, forwarding the phones to your VAs while, the NEGs are out on viewings and things like that. As Lucia said, they can nurture those leads straight through, and making sure that, all these various touch points are actioned. But equally, all the other administration that it comes around with all these incoming leads, qualifying them. Are they even, what you're looking for in terms of your potential buyers or sellers or landlords? So, there's a lot that can be done, not only on the marketing side and the sales side. I mean, we have agents using VA specifically just for prospecting. That's it.
Yeah.
Booking in vals for the next. So it's all really where you need the most help. And this is just, a small part of it, but they all kind of, talk to each other.
That's what I wanted to say. They go hand in hand. You do your marketing, you book in your valuations, you nurture those leads, you are just more likely to instruct the property at the end of the day. But they do work hand in hand. You have to kind of go through the process. And if you're too busy to do half of it, it's just not going to be successful. You can't leave your lead and expect to sell the property. Somebody has to phone it, book in the valuation, nurture the prospect all the way to actually getting it instructed. So a VA can basically not just be a sales negotiator, they're an administrator in office for all the agents. They book in their appointments, send out the up-to-date valuations afterward, check in with the prospective clients, build that relationship, which is also at the end of the day very good for reviews once the properties have been sold, because it's a friendship. And in
repeat
3 to 5 years,
business,
they might
referrals.
exactly they might sell again, exactly, and they'll come back to you because they know that you were on hand from the beginning right through to the end.
No, that's excellent. And I think one of the questions which probably a lot of agents often ask me is that, can VAs make those phone calls and can they do them well? Well, I've seen it done very well, extremely well. But really, I suppose a lot of agents don't understand is that they just need to see these people as an extension of their team, don't they? Part of their team, I should say.
100%.
And it's the same training, is it, that they'll go through as if it was someone, you know, in
Any
that
other staff.
office. Yeah. So
Yeah. And I mean, they're coming with agency backgrounds. So, you know, again, they're coming with agency background. Yes, it is on this side. So for those watching that don't know, you know, all our VAs are based in Cape Town in South Africa. So it works great that you know, we're only an hour ahead. We get to work real time with you in your offices, you know, 9 till 6. And yeah, I mean, they rig out, they answer calls just like anyone would in your office, like they're sat in your office. So they're coming with this agency background, and this is, you know, what they can then take forward to your team.
Yeah. No.
And our industry is extremely similar, so everyone's already cleared up to what they need to do.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to consider the pros and cons when it comes to just HR management as well. I mean, with the VA, you have none of the headache that is associated with HR, because all of that's handled for you. And you know, with the VA, it's just a contract that you sign with VA Central, and VA Central handles all of the HR.
Yeah, it's a good point. So one of the things that, Jack, you did mention, which I think is a really important thing just to highlight, is that, you know, with any successful social media process, consistency and engagement, that is what those platforms are built around. And I think most agents really struggle with that, to be truthful. You know, consistency in the base, they just don't have the time to regularly push out that content at the levels that some of the best businesses or agents are doing to get the results that they probably want. And that's, you know, creating regular content, getting it edited, perhaps by, you know, video editing, perhaps pushed out on all the platforms, changed to suit the right platforms, and then obviously, you know, scheduling it. And then, as you said, with the engagement side, all the platforms are based around engagement. So engagement is commenting back to any positive comments, any messages, encouraging those engagement levels as well. And that takes time. You know, you need to be on the ball and not miss anything. And
exactly. And you know, I think a big thing that I've noticed as well, working with a lot of clients, is it's very easy to do your social media when you're not busy, or, you know, things maybe take a dip, and then someone maybe gets a little bit, you know, stressed out, and then all of a sudden they do this big push on marketing, and then as soon as things pick up again, it kind of fades away again. And it's this constant cycle of ups and downs. And really, if you want to make the best success of your business, doing this consistently, even during the good times, during the bad times, during the good times, you know, we all know business goes up and down. It's that consistency that's the only thing that you know, makes you recover or makes you move forward. And you know, the marketing field is so vast. There is so many different ways to market. I mean, social media and newsletters, it's just some examples. There are so many. I mean, it's impossible for us to discuss all of the marketing tools available to us in, you know, a week-long webinar. So, you know, our virtual assistants, they all have the experience, and like Bronwyn said, they have the 5 years experience. They are, you know, qualified marketing specialists that know all of the ins and outs of all these different marketing platforms. And so you don't have to try and figure it out on your own, you know. And I think that's a really important thing to take away from it.
No, that's a really good point.
And I mean, it's super easy these days. You know, marketing spend always seems to fall last on the agenda. Yeah. And the first thing when you're trying to cut costs is you cut costs on marketing. And it's the absolute worst thing that you can do, because as Jacques said, you know, in terms of consistency, you know, if you're not showing up where your clients are, and providing this value, when it comes time for them to trust you with their biggest asset that they're ever going to have, it's just going to be a question mark there. Well, they're not consistently showing up. I'm not consistently top of mind, staying top of mind. So, it's super, super important these days.
Yeah.
Everything else is going up and down, but your marketing should stay consistent. You should be, consistent with that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of experts or companies who actually go the opposite. They spend more when the rest are spending less, because they know that's when
exactly
they share.
Yeah.
So it's and obviously it's a lot lower costs to market at that point. So one question that I know probably agents are asking is that the agents that are watching are all different sizes. Some are obviously one branch, some are multi branches, and some might be thinking, are there options with regards to how much of a VA they need? Is that something which is an option at all, Bronwyn?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the bigger guys like Fine & Country and that, for example, they can take on the full-time marketers to help with, for example, their self-employed agents that are, able to then share marketing between a couple of them. But in terms of the agencies as well, there is an option to have someone half-time, depending on, again, what your needs are. So the best thing to do is just to really hop on a call and discuss exactly what level it is that you are needing help with in terms of your marketing. Another thing that agents are doing at the moment is, sort of splitting marketing and ops. So perhaps it is, say, for example, you've got webinars like this, and things that you need scheduled and that, but then the rest of their time can be filled up with other things. So, as you said, everyone is bespoke, everyone is different. So, I mean, we're here to help and really just tailor what it is that you need in your business.
Yeah, that's really good. And the last of all, another question that I hear a lot of the time, and it will relate to what we're talking about here, is communication. I think obviously we're sitting here communicating in different parts of the world, no issues. We have all week been talking to each other, but for any agents who are worried about communication, how does that work? What tends to happen?
Well, I mean, generally what I advise agents to do is, have a catch-up call with their VA. And, in the beginning, I would say sort of once a day, and that is on platforms like Zoom or Teams or whatever it is that you're using, on your ends. Other guys do it via WhatsApp, FaceTime. I mean, whatever works the best for you, really. On the go, at a viewing, quickly checking in with your VA while you're waiting for the sellers to show up. Yeah. I mean, and then there's WhatsApp for the quick back and forward throughout the day. So, I mean, we've been an estate agency ourselves. So just to give everyone a little bit more of background as well, our MD, he's been an agency for the last 17 years. We run 2 agencies ourselves. So it kind of makes us uniquely equipped and understanding in what it is that you're needing in your business. But, essentially, what was I saying? Sorry, lost my train of thought there.
Essentially, it's all possible.
Communication. There's so many platforms.
Yes, WhatsApp. So what we do is we've got, sort of a WhatsApp group with everyone in it. And if there's any quick back and forward throughout the day, the viewings need to be shifted, or can you guys approve the social content that needs to go out for tonight? Everything can, quick back and forward on there is the best way. No one that's not on WhatsApp these days.
Well, as I've got VAs and they're obviously from VA Central, and they're all fantastic. And I must admit, I speak to them more than anyone. And it is like they're there, but to be honest, you probably speak to them more because they're not there, because it's so easy on WhatsApp to do a voice message or a message back and forward.
I've got agents setting up TVs in their boardrooms so that all the staff can sit around the boardroom and have them up on the screen. I mean, anything's possible in this new technology world that we're living in.
It's definitely not a worry. If anyone's worried about communication, it's definitely not a worry. So I think that's been really useful. It's given people an insight of how VAs and obviously how VA Central can help with Facebook lead generation, nurturing, and obviously all those other great things that you're helping with. If anyone wants to get further information, Bronwyn, what sort of steps can they take to get that?
Yeah, I think the best, just pop me over an email, Bronwyn, BRONWYN at vacentral.co.uk. And then we can, get a call booked in, as I said, and just really just do a deep dive into your business and understanding what your exact requirements are and where sort of the gaps are that we can help to fill.
That's brilliant, and I'll make sure that those details go into the group of this video as well. And
Yes.
I just want to say thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
you, Paul.
Thanks
It
for
was an
having
absolute
us.
pleasure.
Yeah.
And I'll let you enjoy the rest of the day. I'm sure it's a lot warmer where you're at the moment than us at the moment, is it?
It's actually
be
quite
fair, not
miserable where I
really.
stay.
Yeah, it's cold.
We're supposed to be warming up here, but
But then again, our cold is like 28 degrees, Paul, and
Yeah,
that's cold
exactly.
for us. So.
we're all very jealous. We're all very jealous. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great day. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.